All right, it says we're live. Let's do a refresh and see if y'all can hear me. All right, you guys can hear me. And it's how many you got in the building? 10, 14. Okay. Got people in the building. Hey, what's up, Dave? Good to hear you, man. I had never heard your voice before, but it was good, getting to know you really, well, in person, not really in person, but chatting up with you. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that. A lot of my longtime listeners, man, showed up on a Zoom call, man. I finally got to hear some people I've always seen in the comments, but I never heard their voice. So it was actually good. So let me welcome some people. Okay. Dave Tao, my old school listener. Sturgeons. Just Sturgeons like OP. Okay. What's up? Charles, what's up? Prince, what's up? Dusty. What's up, Dusty? Mr. Troy Steeler, what's up? Right, right, Roddy. Solus, what's up, Solus? Ain't seen you in a minute. Harvest 2, what's up? Hey, Smitty, what's going on, man? What you doing up? Laverus, what's going on, man? Yeah, you know what? We'll have to see. It's going to be a trial. I got one of my old school female subs, man. We're going to do a trial run, trying to reboot BGS for Women and see how it runs. She's got her own, media presence, so we're gonna jump in, chop it up, and see what we can do with it. So I think we're going to be on for about maybe an hour or so uh, Friday, if everything goes well, and we'll see if we can actually reboot a BGS for Women. All right, what's up? Hey, Doughboy, what's going on? Brandon, what's up? Fred, what's up? Kane, Marty, hey Marty, what's going on? Charles sent me a picture. Charles probably sent me a picture of one of his candy grams. Oh, okay. Congratulations, Charles. Congrats, sir. Congrats, sir. I still think you're underemployed. I think you're still way too qualified for even this position. But you know, Snowman, what's going on? Let's see, Fred, Mark, Kane, Real Talk, what's up? Hey, Nell, what's up, man? Ain't seen you in a while. As what are your thoughts on Courtney Michelle versus Chantel Simone beef? I haven't really plugged into it. Um, I don't even know why they're beefing. But I think Chantel Simone agrees with the Passport Brothers, and I think Courtney Michelle doesn't. She's taking a national stance. Zulu, what's up, man? Ayo, don't nobody say shit. Ayo, hey, Alan, that's my brother. Yeah, one of my longtime friends. I've been knowing this brother, man. I can't even remember when I known this brother, man. This been knowing this brother longer than my kids have been alive. Um, yeah, like I said, it was good chopping up with Dave, man, and because I had never heard Dave's voice before, man. I was, you know, no, the Zoom was actually private. It was a private thing. I should be doing another Patreon. I'm gonna shoot for this Sunday. I'll do a Patreon. I'm gonna try to make them more. Um, I'm trying to do more on my Patreon. I'm trying to get my Patreon boosted up. I haven't really done a lot with it, but I'm going to try to put more into it. Um, I gotta, I get, if I find my astrology book, okay, if I find my old astrology manual, I will teach classes, but those classes are going to cost, okay, because I teach astrology from the format of Jung, just like I learned it. And if I teach it, man, it's gonna be $20 a month, okay. 2, 3 lessons a week for $20 a month. We're gonna go through the whole manual. But if I do it, that's what it's gonna cost because I keep getting it. What's up, Gigi? What you doing up, man? Anyway, let me go ahead and get into this, man. Because I want to jump in and jump out of this. Um, I just want to talk about what's going on with the complainers, man. Because it never ceases to amaze me. Ever since I've been on here, it's always been complaining about the space. The space is not doing this. The space is not doing that. You keep complaining about women. We need to progress. We need to do this. We need to do that, man. And the thing is, all the guys complaining have never formed. All the complainants could have actually formed a whole coalition and started a whole nother group if they really wanted to, but they never do. They stick around doing the exact same thing, complaining. Okay, you're not progressing. There's nothing going on. You're not helping black men. All that shit. And basically, and I told this. I was on a. I think we were on a. I was on a doing a. Uh, Actually doing a stream with Dr. Johnson, right? And we're talking about something, right? And you got PhDs in here. You got professional guys in here that show their face. Okay. Um, you got worldwide recognition about the black manosphere. People around the world know about the black manosphere. Okay, you've spawned a whole red pill industry that's never been done before, right? You have a whole red pill industry built around the black manosphere, built around it, male and female. We have a whole new space called purple pill, where black men and women come together and start talking and hashing out the details that hadn't been done before. Never been done before. Where female complaints and male complaints are all in the same stream, going back and forth. Probably because there's money, but the thing is, it's never been done before. You got PhDs digging up old stuff, man. But is what they call the medical model, right? Prescriptive stuff that tells you exactly what's wrong with the black community as we know it. What's wrong with black male and females? What's wrong with black male and female relationships? And how in the history how all this shit got started for pennies on the motherfucking dollar. Okay, you have political clout now that you never had before. You never had before. And still we get complaints about it. You have outside success of a little tiny little space, man, because the white manosphere dwarfs. When I first came in, there was no black manosphere. There's just a bunch of brothers online going back and forth with women, right? For the most part, right? Okay. When I came here, Obsidian came here, Valdez came here, O'Shea came here, we basically built what we call the black manosphere from scratch. From scratch. Because they had wiped out all the old schools. All you had was Tommy Sotomayor doing his thing, his shock jock stuff. That was it. We built it from scratch. And you made it to where this is a force. You have SYSBM, a little tiny group, right? That has outside performed its name recognition, right? You got name recognition nationally, right? Little bitty tiny group of a few guys, right? You had one is leader, mad bus driver, little small channel, outperformed a lot of white manosphere that had a hell of a lot more money, right? For pennies on the motherfucking dollar. You have political people. You have political people. You have national TV hosts mentioning the goddamn black manosphere and doggone hosts. Okay, Tariq Nasheed's included in it. But the thing is, Kevin Samuels just his name alone drawing attention. Roland Tomasi was never on TV before until the black manosphere. Y'all complain about what it doesn't do instead of looking at what it does do. The Ice Cube effect, okay, that was created by the goddamn black manosphere. We start hollering at it, right? We start talking about it. Dr. Neal start talking about black male independence, black male agency, BMA, right? Black male empowerment, BME. Okay. It took 2 years, but when it showed up, it basically sent shocks. Okay, sent shocks to the Democratic Party. Why do you think Kamala Harris showed up at Tyree's uh, uh, funeral in Memphis? Because the Democratic Party has a black male problem, right? Highlighted by the uh, by the black manosphere. You have black manosphere. You got college professors being invited on campus against black in the face of black feminists to talk about black male studies and the plight of black boys. Richard Reeves didn't bring that shit out of nowhere. That book about men and boys, okay? That's the manosphere, the broader manosphere and the black manosphere especially that caused it. And the one author that he mentioned was, guess who? Tommy Curry, black male studies. That's the effect of the goddamn manosphere. You have outsized weight and outside influence on pennies on the motherfucking dollars, and y'all still fucking complaining. That's what I don't get it. I don't get it. Al Grease didn't make the same impact that we did. Come on. Frustrated in Brazil, they didn't make the same impact that we did. And the people that really promoted them, guess what? It's the black manosphere that actually pushed that stuff out there. The Man Not was actually a small book that very few people knew about until the black manosphere got a hold of it and started pushing it. So y'all you complaining about the black manosphere is talking about women. That's what this is built for, from the ground up, about relationships with your own people. That's how come I came from MGTOW, because MGTOW was talking about manosphere of men's problems in general, men's problem with women in general, especially white women, right? Okay, but our problems are unique. That's why the Ibmores came from MGTOW, which there were MGTOWs, including Black Ram. We're all MGTOWs. Uh, 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 Truth 40 MGTOWs. I'm trying to remember I will get. I got to remember my boy's name that started. They actually came up with the name. We all came over to the black side, right? So we took the knowledge that we had. I took the research that I had, the research method I had developed over 20 years, and I brought it here. And I brought it. I brought my research that the white boys were stealing anyway over on the MGTOW side. And I brought it over here. And we basically damn near built this goddamn thing from scratch. Kevin Samuels came from my hangouts, okay? His self-improvement for black men, I asked him to do it. Came from my hangouts. But no, all the other people that claim something, okay, they'll respond from this, okay? Outsized influence. Now you have feminists trying to come over because the black manosphere is a goddamn problem. There would be no Andrew Tate if it wasn't for Kevin. There would be no Fresh and Fit if it wasn't for Kevin. You got black guys that have 5, 6, 700,000 people, right? Uh, that came from the influence of the black manosphere. Pearl, like her or not, okay, she's an offshoot of Kevin. And Kevin is offshoot of black manosphere. You got outsized influence for pennies, for pennies on the dollar. You got PhDs up in here, 3, 4, 5 PhDs up in here for pennies on the motherfucking dollar. And yet you complain, oh, the black manosphere being taken over by women. Bullshit, still has. They've been complaining about that since 2015. Still hasn't been done. Black manosphere is supposed to fall apart and collapse. The space is over. Every 6 months, the space is over. The space is done. The space is going to collapse. But yet it gets better. You know what? Every time it has a success, and trust the passport bros, which is a small hashtag brought out of the black manosphere by King Sigma, started the hashtag 2018. Go look it up. Okay, it blew up out of the black manosphere. But what's wrong with the space? What's wrong with the space? What's wrong with the space is its success. That's the problem. If black manosphere it wasn't getting no attention, and guys was sitting online, not getting any traction, they wouldn't even pay attention to us. There would be no haters. It would be unnecessary. But the thing is, it is a success. I don't care what anybody says. You can't point to it. And you know what? I actually asked. I was actually online with Rogish, right? And he's been here a while. And he said we should have had a council, right? A council to control all this wild stuff and all this information going out, right? I said, Negro, the reason you don't have a council because Negroes like you didn't believe it would actually succeed, did you? Did you? And guess what he said? No, he didn't. He didn't believe it. All right, you guys. I got to take a pause. I can restart it. I can come back, but I got to take a phone call real quick. All right. I'll be right back. All right. I had to take a real quick phone call. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, it's been a busy week, man. I want, after, a month later, I will tell you all about what went on. Something happened in the family, and it's been crazy for the past couple of weeks. But anyway, what I'm doing is I'm actually getting sick of all the fucking complaints, all the goddamn complaints for nothing. The thing is, the guys complaining, they can't get any traction. I think that's the biggest problem. They're not getting any traction. Whatever their agenda is, and the Lord knows when you actually look at their videos, Lord knows what their agenda actually really is. What is your ultimate outcome? Okay, you complain about women. We want male improvement. Okay, how? What kind of male improvement? What kind of male improvement? Because there's male improvement throughout the space, throughout the black manosphere, right? Rom, cousin T-Tar, there's a whole bunch of people that are associated with the black manosphere that focus on that. Not blowing up their channels. If you blew up their channels, obviously more people would actually do it. Fresh and Fit started it out as a self-improvement channel. Okay, nobody, only a few people actually visited. Right? This is what people want. Right? This is what people have a need for. Well, you guys ain't make no money, man. The guys that actually told me where they're from. Right? I have at least 10 Ivy Leaguers that are actually subs of mine in the black manosphere. Right? Uh, we got 6 PhDs that show their 7 PhDs that actually show their face, right? 7 of them to show their face, and I got 20 more that don't. Got 20 more that don't. So you're gonna say they're not successful, okay? Okay, hold on a second. Yep, that's just business. But anyway, but yeah, well, saying Rom does it, man. I've introduced Rom into this space. Cousin T-Tar into this space. A whole bunch of people I've introduced to this space, man. That I personally have introduced crypto. I've introduced stock patterns. I've introduced geopolitics. I've introduced a whole bunch of stuff into this space. Economics. Okay. I still get asked about certain people in my dark news that I haven't played in a long time, right? We did a whole year and a half on COVID, just COVID alone. We did I don't know how many shows on COVID. I brought in experts, medical experts, talk about COVID, but people still complain about, and they really don't have a complaint. So I'm still, I still see people with my name in their, in their titles, we're talking about women. Do I talk about women? Yes, because that's what you guys want to talk about. I really want to talk about esoteric philosophy for the most part, but the thing is, this is what you guys in the sub said you needed help with. Okay, when it came down to matriarchy and patriarchy, right? I still have a PhD talking about my theory on the gynocracy, right? 6 years later, that's how Dr. Johnson came in, right? He saw my title on the gynocracy. He said, "Yeah, that's what I've been missing." And started looking at the rest of my stuff. He said, "I want to rock with this brother. I want to rock with this space." Same thing with Gigi. Same thing with Dr. Neil. I want to rock with this space. So we have basically done something that Soros did, right? For pennies on the dollar. Soros spent $20 billion, right? 20 billions of dollars, right? In 25 years building what he did. Okay. And we're doing something similar for pennies on the dollars. Look at Ados, right? Um with Antonio Moore, right? Okay, and his partner. Okay. It was a hashtag. But the thing is, they gathered momentum for pennies on the dollars and shook up the Democratic Party. Now, did they completely get reparations in? But they moved the conversation further than anybody else for pennies on the dollar. Just because we don't have a candidate, or just because we're not disseminating the information the way you think it is. I said, if you're a content creator, you know that this space, especially the black space, is a bunch of stray cats, right? We're trying to like herd stray cats all to line up and march in a column. Impossible, right? All you can do is kind of push them in a direction, and hopefully that they'll see there's food over here, and they will go in that direction. And that's literally what happened. So all the detractors, all the people complaining, I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. But I constantly hear it. Like Officer Charles, right? Officer Charles, he just showed up one day. He just showed up one day on my channel, right? And he's a cop. I told him he looked like a goddamn wall sit, on his camera, but he was so cool and so honest and so forthright and smart. I said, dude, you got to rock with me. He's been here ever since. A lot of shit we learn about law enforcement, about the military, we learn a lot of this shit from Charles because I respect my experts. I like uh uh Nicole Ali came in talking about COVID, right? Everything that she said about the COVID virus is still true. And she came on. You can have basically $1 million uh, 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 gene therapist, right? A genetic engineer, $1 million genetic engineer, pennies on the motherfucker on the dollar for free. You got information that nobody else had in advance for free. A lot of stuff I bring you, I could get paid for. This stuff is free because 2018, I started, I said, I'm just lock everything up. I'm just going to go to put all this shit on Patreon, right? Dr. Johnson said no. Okay. Because you love black people and black people need to hear it. And goddamn well, they're not going to pay for it. So all this shit is free. And you guys have been doing this for pennies on the goddamn dollars because all my white counterparts, all my brothers still over on MGTOW, they're making money. See, Coach Rick Adams, Darius MGTOW, and a couple of others, they got 400,000 subscribers. They're making bank. Y'all getting cutting edge research, right? For pennies on the goddamn dollars. Just the shit we did on the social contract And in the beginning of feminism alone, Dr. Jackson said I need to write an academic paper just on the social contract, feminism, and the end of the patriarchy alone. Cutting edge research for pennies on the goddamn dollar. But all you do is complain about women because that's all you look for. Like it looked like Mike, I remember we were doing COVID, man. Mike is on the ground, right? He's in the hospitals. Him and Rodney giving us live reports about the goddamn virus before anybody is going to come out and tell you about it. Rodney was telling us what the symptoms were. He was telling you that if at all possible, do not go on the ventilator because you won't come out. Rodney and Mike saved my mother's life because if I had let her go to the hospital, she would not be here. She would not be here because of what they gave me. I cannot thank them enough. There's no amount of money that I can give them to thank them. There's no amount of money I can give Charles, okay? Dr. T, Gigi, Green Gorilla, Neil. I told them I can't pay y'all. I cannot pay y'all. I can't pay you. I can't pay you what you're worth. And I do believe the black magistrate probably won't pay you what you're worth. But the thing is, if you believe in this work, come do it with me. And they have. You have a black male agenda that has never been talked about. Never been talked about. Stacey Abrams had to come down and admit you need a black male agenda because of the pressure that we put on them. That's political. For pennies on the goddamn dollar, and yet motherfuckers complain. Why? Why? Because if you could do better, you'd be doing it. That's the first thing I said. I said to anybody, right? If you can do better, if you got an agenda that's going to work better, do it and prove it to me. If you can give me something that will work and I can sell to my guys, you know what? I'll throw all my research away. I will get behind you because it works. They haven't done it. Hell, um, they're just talking about stagflation, man. People can tell you I talked about stagflation back in February because I saw it coming. I saw what they were doing. There's stuff that I can't even talk about on air. In fact, even one of my lives, I had to take some information down because I knew what they were getting ready to do. I told you this was coming. I told you this was coming in 2019. I said, get ready. I told you, 2019, get right or get left, right? Because if you ain't right, you're going to have a hard time. And ever since then, when COVID on down to the stagflation in 2022, people are having a hard time. I told you that they were bought if the 1/6 houses being bought by bought by a real estate trust. You're gonna have a hard time with rent. Rent's gonna be high, and people are gonna get put out of houses. I told you that what 3 years ago. You get a lot of information out of this space. Me alone, that's not including what everybody else does. For pennies on the goddamn dollar. You have professors that can go in and argue their case and get programs changed from the colleges to the high schools to the middle schools because of what comes out of here for pennies on the goddamn dollar. And all we get is complaints about what? For nothing. Because if they had better, they would do better. If they had better, they would do better. They're not getting any traction. You have people that do reaction videos that have 300,000, 400,000 of subs. If you really were about your business, you could do better. But you blaming us. That's what so I'm just on here to vent, man. I'm not really on here to really um get anything out, man. I just had to get this off my chest because I'm getting kind of get shit, serious. That's what the whole thing with the pigeon playing chess is about. because all you do is come in calling names, and I ask you, what do you have? What is it that you're after? And basically, they don't know. They don't know what they're after. They don't know how to articulate a direction or a position. They don't. Some people that think, there's people that think that we should get behind the Democrats no matter what. My thing is, I take the same position with the Democrats that I do with the Republicans. Okay, what are you going to do for us? How is voting for you going to help us? And people get mad. We should just do it. I said I don't believe in that. I'm agnostic. I don't care. Give me something that will work. Blackline said I was able to give my brother-in-law some advice about his absent father that had passed. I channeled everything I've heard Dr. T say. Yeah, Godstar, what's up? Like even our lefty whisperer, Mr. Z. They're not coming. Mr. Z knows those these lefties aren't coming down here because um, they're just curious. They're coming down here because we're a problem. We're a problem. Now the environment does help. The environment does help because the pendulum has swung too far to the female side, and the guys are giving up, and they don't know what to do. So now they're coming here for answers. Now, really, what they're coming here for help. That's really what they're coming here for because they don't actually understand us. They don't understand black men. They really don't understand men. They come in with misogyny and patriarchy and blah blah blah. Give up your misogyny. No, fuck that. Because when we didn't do misogyny, the women didn't listen to us. When you got out that belt, all of a sudden they start listening. I told a chick a long time ago, you bash women. I said, you goddamn right, because your hard head don't listen if I don't bash you. But now you're over here listening, aren't you? You're hearing me, aren't you? Passport bros. Well, we ain't gonna believe that you niggas are serious until you leave. Passport bros are popped up, start waving their passports in your face and showing you the receipts. Oh, these niggas are leaving. How you can't leave us? But now we're serious. Now you have to listen. Now you have to pay attention. Now you have to double check the shit that you're doing. Now you at least have to try to change. I'm starting to believe that they can't, but at least they have to try. Neil, you know what Craig Hewlett told me? And basically they're all neoliberals. Okay, you know what he told me? He said, left and right agree on everything that matters, and the 2% that doesn't matter, that's what they fight about. You can look at the Ukraine thing. How many Democrats that are so supposed to be left or liberal voted against it? Same with the Iraq War, or the Syrian War, or any other kind of um, uh, structure that's coming down. They agree on 98% of that shit. That's why I don't believe in left and right anymore. I used to be a righty under the LaRouche group. Used to be a lefty under the Pacifica group. So you have limousine conservatives on one side and limousine liberals on the other side, and they vote on the same shit, and they argue about shit that doesn't matter. Who cares about who uses the goddamn bathroom? Stardust Spirit the Most High. Okay. All right. Let me read some of your comments. So I'm here while I'm here. Let's start. Where are we gonna start? Stardust for sure, brethren. Oh, they don't understand it because that's all. They only have one tool, which is sign language. That's all they've been taught. They don't know how to be nice. The thing is they try to equate it, but the thing is they don't understand why it's happening. Okay, I understood it as soon as it came. It's already happening anyway, right? As soon as remote work came out and people were able to actually move around and globalize, right? Guess what's going to happen? You're going to actually globalize the dating market. easier to actually move around. That was going to happen. Okay, I saw this before Passport Bros actually blew up. They were already doing it before. It's just the women caught wind of it as it's in motion and started complaining about it. Actually fueled the movement even faster. So we tried to be the pillow. We got tired of the nail. So fuck it. Let's be the hammer. Exactly. No, I got two daughters, man. They don't hear you. You're nice and talk sweet to them. They don't hear you. Like I said, if you treat her like a star, she'll treat you like a fan. See, we got any questions? In about 35 minutes, I'll be up here for another 25. Yeah, we're a problem. That's the only reason they're here. They're not here out of sympathy. Like Kim for Harriet. She never mentioned us before, ever. In the 10 years I've known about her, she never talked about us. All of a sudden, she talked about us because we're a problem. We're a problem. They can't ignore it. We're a problem not only in politics, in the barbershop, in the street, but also in the halls of academia. You had students listening to our material. So we're a problem now. But for pennies on the goddamn dollar, people are complaining. Jonathan, appreciate you. Johnny Vegas, appreciate you. Greg, appreciate you. But but the thing is, man, I'm starting to get ticked because it's always the question about, oh, we y'all complaining about women. So the fuck what? That's what the space is built for. We need to do something else. Well, you got a whole channel and a whole bunch of people that agree with you. Go make your own space. But you can't get traction, can you? Oh, in fact, you have self-improvement gurus that have 2 million followers. Go do that. Get put. You have what is it? Anthony Brian Logan that came out of this space, right? Now, what, 500,000 followers? Go do that. Talk politics all day long. Go do that. Well, this. You got to remember, YouTube is run by what? Feminists. The woman that runs YouTube channel that makes all the money for them is a feminist. She has feminists working for her. Get over it. They're not gonna cut off. They can't cut off welfare because they have to cut off white women. They're not gonna do that. They can only do so much with that. What's going to happen is they're going to cut it back. They're not going to cut it off. They can't cut it off. No, that's all they hear. Probably because their girlfriends are complaining about them listening to the space. Man, yeah, I had to give Kevlar jacket and be guarded by Charles if I become mainstream. Yep, he's at 1 million. There's people that are already doing what they do. They came out of this space. Out of this space. And the same people complain over and over and over again, right? There's people that been complaining for 10 years, still in the same spot. I'm like, do your content. I give you one person that started complaining, that started doing this content was Angry Man. He blew up. Do your content. Crimson Cure, okay, came out of my BGS for Women's channel, right? Did her content. She didn't complain about people, just did her content. She blew up. Stop complaining. If you're not getting no traction, it's not because of us, it's because of you. It's gonna it's you see the chat GPT and those AIs is already impacting. They're already starting to lay off people because of it. It's already impacting. It's been impacting. Okay, you have all the automation as far as unloading trucks that's coming from Boston Boston Dynamics. It's already out here. They have a trial run of a all a workerless McDonald's. Shit's already here. They try to slow down the rollout, but ChatGPT is gonna handle a lot of stuff and put a lot of women out of work really quickly. It put a lot of Google workers out of work really quickly. And if it puts them out of work, it's gonna start with you. It's gonna be even harder on you. Okay? I'm the smoking man. Yeah, it's true. Y'all hit the like button, folks. Now, okay. The writers, no, good writers will always be good writers, right? But the lazy ones are done. Yeah, and Passport Bros, they know this is outsized. I do mean outsized uh, effect for pennies on the dollar, and people still complain. People used to tell me it's going to take millions and millions of dollars to actually have an effect. I said, no, it won't. No, it won't. You have to wait for the environment to change, and it has. And there it goes. Kevin wasn't funded. Kevin funded himself. Okay, he got lucky. The environment changed. He took advantage of it. Boom. That's what happens. Yeah, I told it to check out front end. Yeah, it's already there. They just haven't done it yet. You can't. That's the problem. Okay, you're gonna have to. They're gonna have to make exceptions. You can't retrain people like that. That's difficult, especially older people. The thing is, it's dumb. It's real easy about abort male babies, right? Okay. If you start aborting male babies, you have all daughters. What kind of husbands and mates are your daughters gonna have? Won't be enough men. You're gonna make the problem worse, unless they're gonna all be lesbians. Yeah, they're laying off people. It's already having an effect. And ChatGPT is not the only one. They was Microsoft is ChatGPT. Google has their own. Amazon's going to have their own. It's only going to get worse. Oh, if they the thing is they complain for content. Why? That's dumb. That's stupid. That means that you have no talent. That's what it means. You have no talent. How many years did I promote that young black men should go to the military, fire department, police department? How much pushback did I get? Look at the unemployment rate for black men. True. You know what, Charles, I think what it is a lot of black boys can't read. That's the problem. We didn't never address that problem. The black community doesn't understand that times are changing and brothers are leaving for good. Thanks for you for being our voice. Yeah, it was only a matter of time, right? They were already leaving, right? The young was already leaving. The thing is, the fact that a lot of the older guys, especially Gen X and Boomers, were socialized to stay in the community. They started leaving. That's what most of the Passport Bros are actually older millennials and Gen X. Most of the Passport Bros are not 20 something. They're 40 and 50 something. Those are the Passport Bros, and they're leaving. They're leaving with their money, with their business, with their retirement. They're just leaving, especially at a time when a lot of these women actually need them. So that's why how all these 3, 4s, and 5s complaining because they're left in the dust. Angry Man has started to actually do his content. He's always been talented. All he had to do was do his content. Angry Man has always had a lot of talent, and algorithms stopped messing with him. Once he stopped complaining, and it shows. Better let the masses think it's magic. Uh, a lot of stuff that a lot of stuff. I read. Lucifer principle, right? He talks about the viral memes, right? People think that attacking it is actually the best way to actually stop it. It's actually the worst way. But black women only have one mode, which is attack, and they just spread the shit. Like passport bros would not be a thing if it wasn't for black women complaining about it. They wouldn't be. All the passport bros did was actually allow them to actually spread the message and make money for 'em. Passport bros make more money now than before the women started complaining. They do. Now they can actually fund their exit. They still haven't gotten the memo because they've been trained. They finally realized that they can't change, and that's the hard truth. Well, um, the thing is that what the black women don't realize that we've been trying to tell them, it's not just the men, it's the environment that they're fighting against. They can't fight against that. They can't. That's the problem. Well, the thing is, Pookie and them is getting swept up by Latinas on the ground. So Pookie's for working class Pookie has a place to go because a Latina will perfectly willing to actually work with a Pookie and bring him up instead of trying to keep him handicapped. Yeah, well, thing is that at some point that they can't house them all. You know, United States is on. I'll say this: United States is protecting the banks and letting the people kind of suffer, in my opinion. So I saw that early on. I saw that in like 2020. I said, okay, I said they're gonna side with the banks, and they did. So either right now it's not gonna it's really not gonna get better. Not for 2023. Maybe 2024 it might get better, but 2023 is pretty much a wrap. Why if the Fed keeps having to defend the dollar, it's gonna get worse. In fact, I was just reading something from the Asia Times Online. Henry C. Kaler was actually a brilliant Chinese economist. He was actually talking about austerity measures and how they work, and exactly what I said is what he said. I probably will actually highlight and actually point it out. Vibrating weighted blankets to single women. Well, they better sell them a roof in a toilet. You think they can change? Okay. I know I haven't seen it. I've seen them double down on stupid. That's what I've seen. How do you feel about the failure of the job aids? Okay, administration talking about something about returning for a second term. Uh, good luck. Okay, good luck. Okay, if they get their second term, hey, I'll have to take my hats off to them because it will be a tough slog because this economy is a mess. Austerity measures is my new name. uh, let it all. I'm not with all. Let it all collapse, man. I still got to eat. Can't ride with you on that one. Having read Richard Reed's book, 3 Hours into Richer Sex, looking at the media and entertainment, what are they hoping for long term? How husbands will men and women adjust to keep pushing back? That is a damn good question. I don't think they can change. I think a lot of this stuff is actually um, nature, not nurture. Can nurture override nature? I don't know. We'll see. Can they really turn this into a white gynocracy? We'll see. They're like 90% of the way there, and the people having problems with is actually the women. He said, "Could I speak on the welfare cutbacks? Uh, until they pass it, I have no idea what it'll look like. Okay, have no clue. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that's going on, and the United States needs money to go elsewhere, right? Ain't no money. People are going to get hit, in my opinion. It doesn't take a majority. Okay, it doesn't take a majority. Okay, all it takes about 10%. 10%. You got 22 million adult black females. too many adult black females on the street, that's going to cause a shock, sir. 10%. That's all it takes. They might. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The thing is, what can you get the Democrats to do? It doesn't matter who's in office. What can you get them to do? Brandon, thank you for the Cash App. Germany and Poland have already been in the Russia issue. They were in it from the beginning. It's the only way it can actually go down. You know, the EU it has to be all in on this movement. It's really not about Russia. It's about other things, right? That I'm not going to talk about here. It's about the whole globe. The Ukraine thing is just the flashpoint right now. I'll tell you that. It's big. It's actually bigger than that. A lot of landlords are no longer accepting sections, but yeah, that's what's happening. Um, Second aid vouchers can no longer cover the ballooning rents in Atlanta. Fourth, thing is that these are the banks, right? Still trying to keep their profits. There's nothing. The thing is, at some point, people will break, and then they'll have to reverse it. But right now, as long as you guys are taking it, it'll keep going. No smoking mirrors over here. Just fasting. Yep. Civil rights supposedly involve less than 10% of blacks. Actually, no. Or talk about the movement itself. Yeah, yeah. But the environment actually. Um, let's see. Expansion. Oh, Jerome. Okay. Thank you, Jerome, for the Cash App. Or from South Korea. At the end of the day, still not going to matter, man, because what they were trying to do didn't work. Okay, what they're trying to do to Russia didn't work, and since it didn't work, all they can do is prolong the war. They can't really save Ukraine. Really, they've already taken like a quarter of Ukraine already. They're not getting that back, and all they're doing is prolonging the war and actually tearing the country up worse. Um. Oh, the other podcast. It wasn't a podcast I did on. I think it was Friday. It was actually a Zoom call amongst some private members. It was a favor to a friend of mine, to one of my think tank members. I did it as a favor to him, and so that's what they're talking about. It's really more about the whole globe than about Africa. Africa is just a part of it. I'll tell you this: check out the BRICS. I'll give you that clue. Uh, it's kind of hard to win in a bad economy. Okay, they took over from the Republicans to actually make the economy better. If it gets worse, hey, they did a bad job. They have to go out. They already lost the House. Um, some do, some don't. They're trying to turn Atlanta into Los Angeles. Well, they will change the things. Will they change fast enough? Well, I don't think it'll be that high in the near term. Black women will not change. I don't think they can change. I don't think it's a matter of will not change. I don't think they can. I really don't. I think the indoctrination is too deep. They don't know how. They don't know how to be nice. They never had to. Yeah, yeah. I don't think they'll get it back, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. If I was getting killed, getting wounded and killed in those numbers, I'd be pissed too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what's gonna happen until it reaches like a crescendo. Okay, Charles says, funny how right you are about insufferable people. Oh man, that's just their norm, man. We had this chick Stacy on Green Gorillas, right? His friend, right? And she's a cool chick, right? Cool chick, reasonable, right? We're talking about Michelle Obama, right? how disrespectful that Michelle Obama actually is toward the president. And she said, I didn't see that. I said, no, because it's normal for you to be disrespectful. Disrespect is normal for a black woman toward a black man. That's called their love language towards you. That snarky disrespectfulness, right? Like she'll say, you ain't shit, and she'll tell you ain't shit and laugh because that's cute to her. That's normal to her. Putting you down is normal. Chris, appreciate you for the cash app. Yeah. Bricks with one C. Did I hear about the Meow Mouth dentist Sterling? No, I don't hear. I don't think I heard about that. I didn't hear about that. You know, if you talk about my boy Dennis from South Central, Dennis is just this side of being a Crip. Okay, don't fuck with him. You don't know where he grew up. Dennis is just this side of being a Crip, a rolling 60s. Don't fuck with him. Okay. If you talk about that, I know where the boy came from. I know what the high school that he went to. Okay, he ain't no joke. Don't get it twisted. There's nothing to there's no bailouts coming. The bailout came in 2008, 2009. There are no bailouts coming. If they fail, they're gonna fall hard. There is no leeway here, and it's gonna come out of your ass before it comes out of the bank's ass. I just see a big seesaw with two parties, economy bad. You know, they don't really have a whole lot of bullets left in the chamber to actually do things, right? They had a shot between 2009 and 2020, and they kept kicking the can down the road instead of fixing the problem. So now the problem may not be able to be fixed. I don't know. I'm hoping that it can. Yeah, they did try to turn Atlanta into West Hollywood. You're right about that, Jedzilla. Yeah, yeah, probably more than that. I think they're undercounting it. I don't think we're going to make it to 40 million, though. I really don't. I think the birth rate's too low unless you import people. Yeah, buy a dog and die alone. They are insufferable. The thing is that we were actually trained to endure that kind of pain from black women. Okay, but since the internet, I think men are kind of tired. You know, and plus you have too many other options. Before, when I was coming, I had very few options about who I was actually going to date. Right now, men nowadays have plenty of options, including going overseas. So you have plenty of options now. You don't have to put up with them. I think they can't. That assumes they have no free will, which is pretty. Oh, they have free will. The thing is that you can only do so much outside of your own indoctrination and training. Very difficult to overcome that and learn something productive. The thing is, it's very difficult in a country this size. Okay, you really can't live on your own outside of the matrix because it's too big. Yeah. Oh yeah. They've been doing that, man. Morgan Stanley, BlackRock, whole bunch of other people. It's not a matter of I don't think they can. I don't think they can change fast enough. And when guys have way too many options, I don't think. I think for the most part, black men are tired of waiting. You know, you can either agree or disagree. I think black men have had it, especially after 2020. They came back to the table with the same old shit. Guys said, you know what, I'm gone because y'all heifers ain't gonna change, and they left. I think a lot of guys checked out. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, sign language is their love language. That's true. It really is. Believe it or not. I think you already have. I think that nukes will be handled. Nobody wants a nuclear war, okay, on either side, right? I don't care what Democrat, Republican, male, female. You're not going to use them because nobody wants to actually destroy the whole planet. So I think that it's going to be handled the same way. It's, it's more economic than it is actually shooting. You have to watch the economic war and not the shooting war. Who do you know that is doing well in Africa as far as a person or a country? The age of the diesel will not be good. Man, I was looking like I was at my little taco stand. I saw three of them buying tacos. Saw three of them get in the car with their little pimp, man. And some of these hoes, man, are God, good Lord. I said, oh man. Even the poor raggedy street hoes have pimps now, man. It's getting bad. Normally they would just be on the corner by themselves. The money, okay, the money will have to be like anything else, have to be modified. They've done it before. Money's just an instrument. '07, '08 was the housing bubble burst. '09 was a reformation. Bailed in, yeah, we'll see. Oh, by John Muir. I may one day, man. I just might. I just might. I'm not too far from John Muir. I'm not too far from you from John Muir. I said, you know, the month before the election, 2000, Sachs already chose the candidate. Yeah, it was Obama. Yeah. Actually, it wasn't Goldman Sachs. It was actually the G20 that wanted Obama. Go back and look at the G20 in I want to say late September, early October. The G20 actually wanted them. Goldman Sachs didn't care, but the G20 actually wanted Obama. Go back and look at it. Stop talking about black women's. You know what? I tell black women when they come and complain and say, y'all don't even matter no more. I tell them straight up, you guys don't even matter anymore. It doesn't matter. If the guys want you, they'll pick you. If not, they'll go pick somebody else. They have choices. You don't matter. If the system falls, it doesn't matter where your money is. The thing is that they can't let it fall. Oh, the cat thing did earlier tonight was funny as well. Oh, okay. I haven't watched it. Yeah, the thing is, and I'm trying to get Dr. Johnson to actually talk more about black male labor, emotional labor. I was actually listening to We Need to Talk and Obi Allen. She's actually talking about black male labor and black male emotions that women don't understand. So it's actually starting to make a dent. My option is a nine Latina. Hey, a nine in any language is a nine. All right. Hey, you know what? Hey, I got I got my son has he had one child by a mixed girl, okay, uh, and he had two sons by two Latinas, okay. But I think he's gonna marry the last one. We're trying to, hey, dude, enough, okay, enough, okay. You got a good woman, marry her. I think. Do you go by Shocks or go by Dusty now? Which one is it? But thank you, Dusty. Appreciate it. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? Because um, Austin Holloman said the exact same thing. Okay, I don't know what it is about these young women. They don't like to clean. Okay, and I don't get it. I think their mothers haven't taught them. I'll take a few more questions and then we're gonna bounce out of here. Uh, I would bring people up, but I think it's late. I'm kind of tired. I just want to get this off. Fallout. Hopefully not. It could. It could. It's actually based on real scenarios, but hopefully not. Before this over TED Talk. TED Talks is very feminist. I always try the World Economic Forum or at worst C-SPAN or some of the other think tanks like CSIS or something like that, right? They're actually more accurate. Yep. Old cars. I think black men are checked out because these dudes still don't like pleading with black women to change despite making. I mean, there's going to be. You got to remember the gynocracy is not just women. Men have to support it too. They're trying to save their gynocracy because they want they still love black women. But the thing is, at the end of the day, you can't stop the wave. The wave is just beginning. You can't stop it. Just like Passport Bros. Passport Bros is just the face of it. The wave is going out anyway. Okay, you can't stop the wave. That's what I was trying to say. It's not them. It's the wave. It's the environment. Okay, hold on, believe it's not hard for me to believe that the USA wouldn't use a nuke. They're not. No, they're not going to. Okay, it's hard for you to believe, but things what's going to come back at them. Okay, they've had a chance to actually use nukes and they've been stopped. Okay, you had a lot of broken arrows that have been pulled back, including Donald Trump. Okay, basically it's become so feminized, man. I can't even look at that kind of stuff anymore. Well, if they've been held by the sisterhood, they're gonna let them hold them back. They deserve everything they get. I don't have any. I don't have any sympathy for them. And Dusty, what's up? Ray, what's going on, man? Which country is the best Africa to relocate? If you want internet, I would say Kenya. If you want safety, I would say Ghana. Um, if you're there for the women, okay, I would say the small. I would say Gambia. Okay. If you uh, if you want something more Western, I say South Africa. But your mileage may vary. But the thing is that if I had the most, the ones that's actually building the fastest, is probably Kenya. South Africa probably is second because they're the S in the BRICS. That's where the money's going to flow through. If you want safety, then Ghana is probably the most safe country, probably on the whole continent. That's why the women like to go over there because it's safe. Okay, talking about YouTube Premium. YouTube's trying to stay relevant. Just spray Febreze on their coochie. How you ain't shit, Jedzilla. Ryan Wood, what's up? Rooster Town. Yeah, the flightless birds. You got a lot of male flightless birds, man. That are. That's why come I put it up, complaining and squawking. My car holding its value. Uh, rapper Glorilla made a statement about wearing dark panties. So, God, that's nasty. Automatic citizenship. Are you serious? That would be a shock. Okay, I haven't heard that one. That would be a game changer. They're trying to attract. You got to remember, right? Balance of payments, right? And the dollar is still king. They got to get as many dollars as you can, right? The best way to actually get dollars is actually encourage retirees to move to Ghana, but they've been against that. Oh, okay, okay. You're the barber that got it. Oh, got it at MIT. Okay, okay. See we got Ivy Leaguers, man. We got bright people in here. Oh man, I think that was a farce, man. I had a hard time believing that. That's almost like a joke. Okay, you said basically you have a plane. Now you can shoot down missiles, but you can't shoot down a balloon. Get the fuck out of here. That's a joke. Nobody's taking that seriously. I don't think it'll get that big. That's the projection. I think it'll be like the order of maybe 300-400 million, because I think they're at like two something. And for them to actually get to 700 million, that's way too big for Nigeria. They can't handle that many people. A lot of the people will actually move. Somebody mentioned on Sheshar the channel of the parallel of Zula in Conan and the Barbarian to black women in America. What do you think? Black women are actually Klingon females. Okay, they're Klingon females. That's my comparison. Botswana's kind of small, and Botswana can be unstable. That's why I wouldn't pick Botswana. Bigger states that are more stable, have more of a stable government. That's where I would want to be. Their economy is fairly stable. Their um, society is fairly stable. That's where you want to be. So that's why I say Kenya, uh, Ghana, South Africa. They're stable. Plus, they speak English. Anything smaller than that, I say, your mileage may vary. Nah, I haven't done it. But thing is, if you want to talk about it, um, Snowman in the Morning. I'm not number one. Kyrie kind of wore out his welcome in New York anyway, in New Jersey. You know, with the Jewish statements, it's time for him to go. I don't blame him. Time to go. Go someplace else. Play out your contract, man, and retire. Thailand is cheap. The thing is that Thailand's cheap. Thailand, really, most of the world is fairly cheap, right? Thailand, Latin America, um, most of Asia, um, most of Africa is fairly cheap. Just depending on where you want to go. Thailand probably is, because it's close to China. It probably has more infrastructure. Um, that's probably the best thing about Thailand. It's cheap and infrastructure, but you got to throw elbows with white people, because the white folks in Australia is really damn their own Thailand. How bad could Balloon be? I think it's more of a public relations thing. What's a balloon gonna do? You got satellites, man. What do you need a balloon for? I did not go to MIT, Judge, and Stardust, but I did get in. Okay, well, you got accepted. Okay, yeah. The thing is, you still have to pay the fees. I would say search Uhuru. If I find more, I will actually talk about it. I think it's called BAIO. They talk about it. Um, there's some that talk about it, but they're not big. But search Uhuru actually talks about it all the time. How long will Tawana hold out before China? Oh, Taiwan. Um, I don't think China will actually invade Taiwan. It's not going to be worth it to actually do it for them. I think financially they will take them anyway. If they take over the world, Taiwan comes with them. So they're not really worried about Taiwan. Taiwan's actually married to China financially. Okay, a lot of the money, a lot of the tech that they can't pay for comes from China. They're not going anywhere. Like all the technology that's paid for by the mainland China. Everybody knows it. Anyway, what else we got? Liberia is kind of rough, man. But the thing is, you can actually get a citizenship in Liberia. because that is the African Americans country. It's actually bought by the United States for Black Americans, but it's kind of rough. I say we just hear Saudi Arabia is buying that we're not going to increase their oil production, and they cut a deal with the same with Xi Jinping government. I think the U.S. dollar might fall. It already has fallen. It's just a matter about how much. Yeah, can't afford 50K a semester. I feel you, man. Yeah, some to try to talk about passports running from the U.S. to avoid taxes. No, not really. Most of them aren't. Most dudes don't make that kind of money. They're just throwing up any kind of dust, see what settles. Well, that's fine. Tanzania, those are like the second tier options. Uganda's still developing. I hear Uganda, man, they beg a lot in Uganda. That's what I'm hearing. Tanzania is pretty cool. Um, South Africa is probably more expensive, but it's more developed. Anyhow, y'all. Last question, then I'm gonna bounce out of here. Got questions? Go ahead and shoot before I bounce. Yeah, they've been throwing us a bus a long time. They're actually competitors, but they don't want to actually admit that. They're our mates, but are also our competitors, and they've been that way for a very long time. If there are no more questions, I am going to get out of here. We're not dropping a link tonight, Snuggles. Maybe this is Monday. Maybe Thursday. I'll drop a link and do an AMA, but it's kind of late. Yeah, they already have to compete with AIs. Okay, you have to be more. You have to write better. You can't be lazy. Appreciate you, AL. I no, I didn't. He answered a couple of emails and a couple of comments. So I haven't talked to him personally. Really don't have to. He's doing the right thing. He's handling himself just fine. Yeah, it's a movement. It's part of a movement. It's not the movement itself. People think it is. It's not the movement itself. There's a whole bunch of other people that actually groups that are actually doing the same thing. But the thing is, the environment is actually going to cause the movement. In fact, applications for passports are actually up worldwide. So it's part of a wave. Decentralizing mating and dating worldwide. So it's part of a wave. Appreciate you, Aaron. I didn't get a lot of detractors tonight. They didn't. They're probably listening. They just didn't show up. But we got plenty of people that are actually doing it, man. You can actually ask them what their impressions are. But I think the uh, best careers to pursue. Anything repairing machines that are connected to AI, um, like your cars, trucks, um, tractors, any kind of point of sale machines that are actually involved with AI, because machines can't fix themselves. You have to go out and fix them. That's part of it, right? Um, Farming, if you can figure it out, it's going to be hit and miss. It's going to be really hit and miss. Whatever you do, you have to be good at it. You can't be lazy with it. So the lazy stuff is probably going to be history. Uh, the caring professions like medicine and nursing, that kind of stuff, you can't replace people with machines like that. Um, so people to people, custom work, like even if they build a 3D printer builds a house, it's got to be finished. Plumbing, AIs can't really fix plumbing like that. Detailed work like electrician and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to replace those kind of people. So stuff like that. You have to wait to see how the AIs and technology that's going to hit. Once it hits, you kind of figure out what direction that you can actually go in. It's gonna it's gonna be hit or miss. Some things will land and won't do well. Some things will land and actually disrupt everything. It's kind of hard to tell. But learn as much as you can. Try to specialize in something and be as good as you can in that specialty. If you're really good at it, you'll always have a leg up, and always keep learning. Learn how to use the tech to actually make your job better. Yeah, they call it business. Yeah, yeah. If you being in a first world country gives you a lot of advantages. Just being here, just being indoctrinated into the environment, right, into the society, right? Because they're trying to get where you already are. Beautiful trauma. Appreciate you. Yeah, dating is the last thing to actually go global, but it's going global. It's going to disrupt everything. Which country is better with which country is better with overall healthcare? Probably Thailand. It's probably better as far as medicine if you're outside the country. Either Thailand or some or Eastern European country. Um, African countries probably would be South Africa. Um, but as far as medicine, I would say that's fairly inexpensive. Thailand, Philippines, Latin America, maybe Brazil, um, maybe like someplace like Guatemala has pretty good health care if you can pay for it, because we have a lot of American trained doctors that actually went back home. So places like that. You just want to live in a Blade Runner world and keep living, Art. I have a North Node in Scorpio. What does that mean? I haven't really talked about the North Node very much. I have to go back and look it up, so I really can't tell you off the top of the dome. Single man, retire in the U.S. Okay, I would say buy your house in the Midwest, right? Away from big towns, right? And buy it as cheaply as possible. Well, you could have done it like in Kansas City, Kansas, right? $20,000 for a house with Google Fiber running through it, right? You get all the accoutrements of technology without the expense. I would say before COVID, that would have been my best shot, right? Uh, um, don't have to punch a clock. Go to the Midwest. Go to someplace where there's not a lot of people. Retire there. If you want fun and glitz and all that kind of stuff, then there goes. Young Grizzly just did that to a small town in Georgia, outside of the main city. Um, there's things you have to be careful of, like health and stuff like that. Got to have a good car, got to have good transportation. But if you just want to do that, pick a small town or a small city that's relatively inexpensive, that's not popular, and do that. Someplace in the Midwest. What do you know of the light body? Your light body is is basically your aura field. That's your light body. So your electric field is your light body. Your body has its own magnetic field, which is your aura. It passes information. It depends on the degree checking for you. Yeah, HVAC you're always going to need, right? Um, Electrical work, yeah. So far, niche industry, yeah. Automotive electronics, but you got to keep your skills up. What can you do? Oh man, you live like a king. A 90K pension abroad, live like a king. You can go to Thailand. You can go to Latin America. Hell, you can go to Eastern European if you like white women and live like a king. Best country for single successful black woman to date. I would say, I would say, I would say Germany. I would say the Nordic countries, which is like Amsterdam, places like that like black women. Um, on a continent, um, South Africa, maybe South Africa, maybe Kenya, uh, Ghana. Ghana so-so. Um, if you want to go to like the northern Africa, Morocco, places like that. What I would say, um, I would say European countries like maybe Spain, France. France loves black women. Okay, Italy likes black women, American black women. That's probably the best place to date. More bang for your buck. The best book for young, I would say the Red Book for young is a good starter, or A Man in His Dreams, depending on what you want out of young. CCNA, yeah, they need networkers, but you have to marry that with LAMP, which is with lamps, which is Linux, Apache, um, uh, I think a Microsoft server, and, and what's the other one? I can't remember the other one. PHP. You get CCNA, you got to learn lamps coding. That deals with networking. Yeah, yeah, Linux, cybersecurity, but the thing is, learn if you do CCNA, learn Apache. Nobody learns Apache. What's up, Rogish? Anyhow, y'all, uh, I'm out here. I'm gonna answer James' last question. How effective is it to identify uh, counterfeit persons and others? Pretty difficult unless you kind of know what the personality is. Anyhow, y'all, I'm out. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for your time. I'll try to do one of these on Thursday for the public. I'll try to do one for my patrons on Sunday. Um, so with that, folks, it's been an hour and a half. I'll check you guys later.